I had to just jump in. I was like, they were like, here's the ball, run. When I was at school, I used to go to the school counsellor, and you'd talk about what you wanted to be when you grew up, and I would say that I'd want to, work in racing and be a commentator. And they would just look at you and go, how is that possible? So I basically had to find a way to get into it, and did a lot of community radio and community TV, and I'm really glad that I did that, because now I'm sitting here talking to you.
Welcome back to Sky Race Day. My name is David Stanley.
A massive day of Group 1 action.
I'm very, very lucky. I was actually the winner of a competition. Sky had a competition called a Sky Star Search, and you had to send in a video as to why you wanted to work at Sky. And I remember at the time I actually wasn't going to put that video in, because I thought, as if it could happen, so to speak. And a mate of mine, Adam, he'd just got the latest iPhone. We're talking maybe 8-9 years ago. So, and he could do all this editing on his computer, and he said, no, let's make this video and we'll give it a crack. And we made the video, and then they flew me to Sydney, and there was a number of other people that were, selected as well. And about 10 weeks later, I got a phone call from one of the bosses saying, hey, look, we've got a job for you. It's not going to be, this big presenter role, but it's a foot in the door, and would you like to come? And no brothers and sisters, no family in Sydney. So I sort of said to Mum, what do I do here? This is a bit daunting. And Mum said, look, just pack the car and go, and the rest is history. The most influential person for mine would be Andrew Martin. Marto, when I first arrived, was doing what they call tab audio shifts. And I was the classic young guy, thought, I've done community radio, I know what I'm doing, but I knew nothing. And Marto could have easily not helped, but he's not that type of bloke. He wanted to help me, showed me little tricks, media tricks with all the career things that he'd learned in his career. And I owe a lot of how I present and am towards Andrew Martin. I get a few people messaging here and there, and you know what? I'm telling them a lot of what Marto told me, and trying to pass that on. I think that that's really important. I'm not going to be sitting here forever, and there needs to be another person come on. And when people say, there needs to be another Dave Stanley, it's actually, I don't like that, because I think we should all be individual in what we bring. Sure, the next person might be hopefully like me and love the punt and do this and do that, but they'll bring their own flavour to it. And I think that's one important thing I've tried to do with my new role with the radio, is that I had some pretty big shoes to fill with Andrew Bensley. We're talking one of the biggest names ever in racing, and I had to just jump in. I was like, they were like, here's the ball, run. And I didn't want to just copy no one could copy what Andrew was doing. So I've tried to be myself, and I hope that next generation that comes through, we can give them all the advice they want. But as long as they're true to themselves, and as long as they're true to the sport, there'll be no drama. Honestly, when I get a chance to reflect like what we're doing now, it actually kind of does make me a little bit emotional, because of what has happened and everything. And one really good thing about it, Andrew, is that my grandfather, who's now passed away, I always talk about him, but he's so important. He got to see the start of it unfold, and I think that makes it even more special for me, because it was just, I can't put it in words, mate. The one thing, I just want people to be entertained, but also informed. And I think that if you can do those two and do them well, I hope people enjoy it and they continue to enjoy it. Here in Sydney, we love a party. We love having the beer, the champagne, the colour. All the girls dress up, all the men dress up. You want to be here in Sydney. I mean, being here Everest Day, and even being to Golden Eagle days, when Colette beat Ice Bar. That was a rainy day, but mate, just the way people embrace it and, forget about their troubles for that 2-3 minutes. I absolutely love it. I love it. When you go to a racetrack and you don't do this all the time, but something I've tried to do at every race I've been to, whether it be the Everest, whether it be a country cup. If you just stand back for a moment and you watch a particular group of people, as they've backed a horse that's won. The way in which the emotion, it's like they've been possessed. The carry on, the smiles, and like I said before, that one moment to just forget about what's happening in your life and world and just focusing on that one moment, either with yourself or with family and friends. And I think that is really important, especially with what we've just been through as a society. I think the more of that we can do together, there's no better sport.